Hey guys, it's Courtney from Click It Up a Notch, and I wanted to show you today how to make a pinnable image for your blog post for Pinterest through a free website called PicMonkey. It's really easy to use and there's no registration, which is fantastic. So you click on Edit Your Photo, you're going to find your picture. Sorry, I have a lot of folders. And I'm uploading a large one. I normally resize mine when I export them from Lightroom, but if that's not something you do, then I wanted to show you how you could change it. You don't want to upload an image this large onto your site. It'll slow down your site. So we're going to crop it, and I want it to be, we're going to click Scale to Photo so it keeps the same dimensions that I set for it. I like that it lets you pick the pixel size. Generally, I mean, your buttons can be whatever. For this one, we're going to do 500 by 300. A nice little rectangle, and you can make it as big as you want for this image. It will still shrink it down to 500 by 300 pixels, which is fantastic because you don't want your blog site with these huge photos on them trying to when people click on them, they're trying to load them. It's going to slow down your site, and a lot of people are really impatient, or people like me who have really slow internet sometimes don't have time to wait for your site to load, so they might move on. So you want to make sure that your photos, even your buttons, aren't too gigantic in pixel size. So this is 500 by 300. We're going to click Apply, and that's the size of our image. It's a great size for me because it will be a little bit smaller than my other pictures. On my site, I do 650 pixels on the widest edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some words. Click on the P right here. It has fonts you can choose from. From my understanding right now, you cannot upload your own fonts, but this is a relatively new site. So I'm sure you know that might be an option later, or you could contact them and see if that's something, you know, make a suggestion. So today we're just going to use this one, and how to make a pinnable button. You type in what you want right up here in the text box. Add. Obviously this is too big, so I want to make it a couple different lines. I go back up here into my text box, press enter, and let's see, how do I want this to look? I mean, really, you can just play with it as much as you want. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. And over here, you can pick which side. I want it to be centered over here. You can pick your color. What's also fantastic is if you have your actual color, I'm not sure the technical word, the letters and the numbers that colors are, if you had a designer do it, you can punch it in right there so you have your exact colors. You can fade it if you want, which is great for watermarking, which we'll get onto that later. I just want to keep it as, you know, not faded. Change the size. You can change it here or you can change it here. It's completely up to you. And then you can just have some different effects right here. You can mess with, you know, I don't know, just play with it, see what you like. I am a simple person. I like it, just that's fine. So there you go. Now you can put your title post or whatever works best for you in this one. And then another thing I always put on my buttons, well, I didn't used to always, I do now, is my website. So clickitapanotch.com. I want to put it in a different font. My website has a nice little cursive in the title. That kind of looks like it. So let's do that. Click Add. Obviously, I want to make that a little bit smaller. One of the reasons I think it's important to add your website onto your button is because sometimes links get broken on Pinterest. And so someone might see a button that says how to make a pinnable button, and they're thinking, I really want to go check that out, but the link is broken or linked up to a wrong post on your blog, or not even your blog, you know, I don't know, whatever. It's not linked where it should be. Now they have your address on the bottom of the button, so they don't have to spend all day trying to find it. They can just type in clickitapanotch.com. I have a search button. They can type in how to make a pinnable button, and boom, they found my post. And I don't lose someone who's interested in reading what I have to say. You can keep your website the same color, or you can fade it a little if you don't want it as obvious. It's completely up to you. I'm going to fade it just a little. You could change the color of it. Like I said, there's a lot of options. If you want to add a border, I can't get over how easy this site is to use for this type of thing. If we just want a simple border, there you go. You can change the color right here, and again, you can type in, I have 4 colors on my blog, so I would probably punch in one of those colors so I could keep it consistent. You can change the thickness of it. I actually probably just want it to be white. You can have inner border, change the thickness of that. If you want to have rounded corners within it. If you want caption space at the bottom. Oh, I bet that would let you, if you wanted to instead put your website down here, you could. I just found that. So let's say you want to, oh, I didn't save it, did I? I forgot to push apply. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so the thickness, I don't need that thick. Caption size, yes please, apply. Then we can go back up here and click on this. Click it up a notch.com, add that, put it down here, change the color, you know, whatever you want. There you go. That's really a neat little option. So then you have your title right here, and then you have your website down here. So let me know if you have any questions using PicMonkey. It's a great, seriously, I spent about 5 minutes playing with it, and I'd already figured out a lot of things about it. It's great for making buttons. The only thing that's hard about it, and I want to show you this too. Oh, and then if you want to save it, you just go down here to save, and it will let you, here's the width. Obviously, the width and the height changed because we added that space at the bottom, which is fine with me. It'll let you decide, you know, what you want to name it. I would name it something like how to make a pinnable button. That helps with SEO, pretty sure. Go down here to save your button, and then you can choose which folder you want to save it into. So it's really, I like that about that. The only thing that was a bummer for me, but I figured out a way around it for you guys, is you can't just upload like if you just want to do a button without a picture on it, they don't have an option for that, but I figured a way around it, and I have a blank image for you guys. So I saved this image as a JPEG. You can download it in the post. All it is a 900 by 900 white picture I created in Photoshop Elements for you. I can't imagine anyone's buttons being bigger than 900 by 900. But you can just save this, and if you have like a blog folder on your computer or something, just save it in there and you can reuse it every time. So we're going to go into crop it again. Let's make it, we'll just stick with the 500 by 300. That's perfect. Apply. So now we have a nice white button. So if you don't have a photo you want to use, you can just do this. Sometimes I do just a button without a photo. It's completely up to you. You can play around with them, see which ones get pinned the most. Change them up. Figure out what your readers like to see and what draws people in from Pinterest. You know, depending on what you write about, a photo might be the way to go, or just words might be the way to go. So we'll just do this again. How to make a pin button. We're going to add it. It's in white, so we need to change the color. Okay. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I don't like how long it is again. So remember, if you want to mess with your text, you need to change it right here. Actually, for this one, I want it to be centered. We're going to move it over. I am not a graphic designer, so don't judge me. It takes me a while to come up with ideas for the buttons. And then, like I said, actually I want a darker color. There we go. something you might want to consider, like I said, is adding your website. So we're going to do that. www.clickitupanoch.com. I want to do a different font. You don't have to. You can use the same one. It's completely up to you. Play around with it. Oh, I don't know. We'll make it look Eastery. Okay, so obviously this is a very simple, quick button that you can make. You can add a border. I liked that simple edge we had last time. Since we're going for Easter, here we go. It's awfully thick. I don't think we need it that thick. It's up to you though. And there you go, apply. So now you have an image. Over here, they also have these options to put in little symbols. So if you're saying how not to make a pinnable, you know, if you're saying something is bad, you could use that. There's all kinds of options, you know, stars. You can add a bunch of stars in there. You can change the colors. If you just want to make a, you know, border of stars, you can just keep doing that. So it has a lot of options for a free program. I have to admit, I was really impressed at what it can do. I typically make mine in Photoshop Elements, which there's a video on that as well, but it is nice to see that there are different options out there. So same thing with this one. Go to Upload. Yes, I want to save the changes. Because we added a border, it widened them a little, which is fine. Save it as something, save your photo, and put it, rename it though, because you don't want to save it on top of the 900 by 900 white background image. It's a JPEG that you downloaded from the Sits Girls. So let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks.